See, today we'll start the selenium weights, then implicit weight, explicit weight, and thread dot slip. What is the difference between these two and why we don't prefer this thread dot slip? And then after we will start today TestNG framework. Okay, so it will be starting tomorrow and sorry today and ending it tomorrow. Okay, so one by one we are seeing every topic. So similarly, let's start with the selenium weight first. So what are weights? Let's understand that first. See, previously we were using this thread dot slip, right? This is your Java feature, right? This thread dot slip is your Java feature. What it does, suppose before any line, if we write this thread dot slip, so it means that it will stop execution for given number of seconds. Suppose I have give three thread dot slip and here 5,000. So suppose after that 5 or 10 line of code are written, right? So what will happen, this will if I have written here this thread dot slip, so this will stop execution for 5 seconds, right? In these 5 seconds other background happenings will be done, just like page loading, element loading, whatever is going on will be completed. If this not completed in this 5 seconds, then we can increase this. But what happens, suppose inside your script if you have used this 50 times, right? And all the times you are providing 10 seconds, so see, running a script will taking too much time then, just because we have run it 50 times, we have used this 50 times and this 10 seconds multiplied by 50 seconds. So a single script will take how much time? Suppose we are using it 50 times, but 45 times it just executed in 2 seconds, right? So element was loaded in 2 seconds, but still execution was stopped for 10 seconds, right? So it will be killing our time. Then thread dot slip slowing down your execution, right? So in that case this is not a good choice, right? So first let me show you a problem which I will handle using the thread dot slip, and then I will introduce you about implicit and explicit weight. Okay, so that from today you can start using these weights and avoid using this thread dot slip, right? Because this is just to break down our multiple threads, break down our thread for executing for particular number of time, right? Whatever you are providing here. So let's start with that. We have this site flipkart.com, right? So we will first come here and then suppose I will search laptop, then click on this icon, and then after what we will do, we will grab all these headings, right? Description about the laptop, this and this, whatever we are searching, all the results will be getting, right? So this will I will get, I want to get all these results. And I hope if you guys have practiced with calendars and the HTML tables, then surely you will be not facing any problem to getting this all these headings, right? All this description about the laptop. Suppose I say just you went to the flipkart.com and just search the laptop and give me all the results which are coming. So till here in page 1, if I say that in page 1 you have to get all the results, then how will you do? You will first come to flipkart.com, then you will search laptop, then you will get all the results. Okay, so all the results which are present in page 1. Okay, So we will see one by one. Okay, so just go to your Eclipse IDE and make a, already we have some projects. Okay, web element. In this project we will use another package, implicit, sorry, selenium weights. Okay, in this, first of all we will try implicit way, but first we will do this thing with the thread dot slip, then I will let you know what is the problem, and then we will apply this implicit way. Okay, let me copy some code from here so we'll save time there. These lines are common with every thing, right? So let me copy this. I hope you guys understand about these lines. Okay, now what is our next task? Our next task is to coming into this flipkart.com site. So I will copy this URL and redirecting to this URL. Right now, after coming to this site, what we did, we have to type laptop here, right? So that it will search my laptops. So for typing here something, we have to locate it because this is a web element, right? So the Selenium needs a locator for typing something here. Right click and inspect them. Okay, so this is your class, div class is equal to this, then this input box, class is equal to this, title is equal to this. You can write any locator for it. Let me open any one of them, selectors of, and then just copy this class. We will write xpath using this class. Okay, so double slash and then tag name is input. Okay, then at the rate attribute is what we are using, class, and then value of that class. Click on enter, one element matching, it's highlighting this one, right? So we will use this locator then. Okay, and for making sure, you can use here as well, control and all, clearing all the history, and then after $x for xpath, and then double slash in, sorry, let me copy here because we have already written that, right? So now click on enter and you see this element. See, if I am putting my mouse over here, then it is highlighting this. So also we verified with this console, right? So it's not compulsory every time that you use this plugin, right? Because plugin maybe have some updates tomorrow and some defects, but this Google console will be stable all the time. Okay, so what we need to do right now, just locate this element after redirecting to this site, right? Driver dot find element by dot xpath, and then send some keys to this field. So suppose we are sending laptop. Okay, now what we need to do, let me run this script first and see what happens, it's typing or not. Run Java application. it launched the Firefox browser. Okay, now it will throw us an error. Why? Because we didn't handle this pop-up, right? So let me handle this pop-up. Although it has typed, right? It has typed, but we didn't handle this pop-up. So let me close this pop-up first. Okay. Okay. So for closing that, I have to again run it because this pop-up. Okay. Difficult. Right click and inspect this close button. By using, once I click on this close button, then this pop-up get closes, right? So I have to locate it also. Just need to click it. Then how will you locate it? You need to have locator of this, and then you will click on that particular location. So button class is this. Okay, and let me close this. We can directly write because now we have idea about the locators, and then click for closing, right? Now let me close this all open previously open windows. Right click and run this. Okay, pop-up was closed. But before sending keys, we have to close this pop-up. This is a better choice, right? Because tomorrow, although this is coming in your window as a pop-up, right? Because somehow they have used in their uh, server code that it should appear once you come to this website, right? First time, because this driver doesn't contain the whatever incognito mode. If I have opened, then only I can see. If I will here I inside normal Google Chrome, if I'll open, I'm not seeing any pop-up. Why? Just because they have put some logic that I am guessing. I am not sure about that. That if you are coming first time, then only show the pop-up to user so that he can sign up or log in. Okay. But if I am in my normal browser, then I am not seeing any pop-up, right? So now you will be confused that we will run our code and script in normal browser, not incognito. So how will it get? Because your in whatever you run in your browser will not contain any history, right? Script will be running first time, and just because every time it runs any script and launches any browser that have not any history, just because that runs as a unique window ID, right? So similarly, if I am here, so this browser contains cookies and everything about information. It is having every information about me, but the new launched browser doesn't, which run by script, doesn't have any history. That's why it will appear that pop-up. Okay, so we have to handle that. Although here it's not creating a problem for us, it typed us, because although you are seeing it as a pop-up, that but this is just a normal HTML code, right? And it appears as a form, not a pop-up. So pop-up is something different, right? Now you can explore is what is the difference between pop-up and just by guessing this HTML code. They guys have used any div tag, and bootstrap they have not used. So this is the part of development phase. I have some idea about that. You can just explore this and just right click and see that if div tag are used, then this is not working as a pop-up. Although this is working as a pop-up, that this is not a pop-up. Pop-up is something different, right? So once appear that you have to accept cookies and this alert works, these are the pop-ups. Okay, so we have then search the laptop. Okay, now after searching laptop, let me first do here. I have to click on this. After typing this, I have to click on this. Here I have not written any code for clicking after typing laptop. So I have to click on this search button, right? Right click and first of all locate it. Then only we can click on this. Use this class, and now let's write directly here $x for xpath double slash cross button, right? Button and the rate class is equal to, right? Click on enter, explore this, and if I am here, then this is locating this one, right? If I am here, so this means we have written right xpath. So we will copy this xpath and right here driver dot find element by dot xpath, and then click on it. Now it will search. Okay, so once it will click on this, after clicking you will see some results, right? Let me go back and see. Once I will click on this, it will search some results for you, right? But meanwhile this Flipkart is working much faster, right? But you can see that if I click on it, still it will take some time. Okay, it took some time to load, although those were in millisecond or a single second, right? But it loaded and it took some time, but your Selenium code will not wait for that. Let me try to get all these results, right? So you can see the printing of the description about the laptop is common to all, right? You can see this is similar printed as this, although data is different, but the class which is used as a design is same for everyone, right? This I am guessing, I am not sure. We will confirm it by inspecting and writing locators, right? Why I want to have a common locator value? Just writing a single locator, we can get all these values, right? Here. So let me right click inspect here. This div tag, right? So here inside this div tag, this class is used, right? And by the using this class, this is written, right? So copy this inside a notepad to confirm it. Now I will inspect second div. Right click, inspect this. Now explore it, see. Now data is SR114, but this class is used. Okay, I will paste it. Now you can see these both are matching, right? Now confirming, just go to last one, right? And inspect this. Explore this. Last one is Asus VivoBook, right? So copy this. You can see this data matching with this one, right? And paste this. Now it confirmed that we are having same class for printing as a simple design, right? Now write a locator for it. So again we will write XPath for it. Div, right? XPath syntax is double slash tag name, right? At the rate attribute, attribute is what we are using, class is equal to value of that class. And now press on enter. Now see 24 elements matching, right? What are these elements? You can start getting from here. First element is highlighted, right? Second is highlighted. Now you have to confirm one more thing. Just because you want to get only the description of the laptop, only the heading of the laptops, right? Nothing else you want to get. So writing this locator, only this heading should be highlighted. If something else is getting highlighted, this means you will get wrong results for the laptop, because your test case is just to print the all laptops present in first page, right? So if else something else you will be getting, that will be as a wrong result. So you have to confirm just highlighted values are these headings, nothing else, right? So that's why we are scrolling down and checking only these values are highlighted and nothing, no value is left. Otherwise I have to find a different locator which will highlight something else, right? So now you can see I have verified that nothing else is highlighted and all the values are highlighted, right? Now we can use this XPath to get all these values, right? Because these are 24 elements, right? So all elements I should get first, right? And I need to store them inside a list, because this is not a single element which we are getting, so we will use list. So driver dot find elements I will use here, by dot XPath. Okay. Oh, div at the rate class is equal to, right? We have to use find elements here. Okay. Now if you see in this find elements, then these will returning the multiple elements, not a single. So we have to store it inside list, right? Because if I was getting single element, single web element, then I can make a class web element, uh, laptop value, laptop name, right? But if I press on enter web element, then see error what's coming. Type mismatch cannot convert list web element to web element, just because it's returning the list, right? So what is better than just get the number of web elements in a list. Okay. Now control space and import java.util package for list. Okay. Now we have to print all these for each, and then print all this. So we have to print, because see, if I am using this locator value, then it is highlighting from this corner to this corner, right? But our agenda is that inside the whole area I just want to get the text, right? So I have to use get text method. This out web element dot get text. Okay. So it should print all the results, right? But see what happens. Now come here and see, nothing printed. Although we have performed all the results correctly, but why this happened? See, once I clicked on this button, then it took some time to load all the values, right? Although those were the milliseconds, but your code will not wait for that time, right? Okay, so list will store nothing, right? List will be null then. Although result will be returned, but after suppose milliseconds, but this list will not take a single second waiting time, right? So after clicking, you need to give some thread dot sleep here, right? Suppose I am giving 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So now it will ask us at close declaration. Okay, so what will happen after clicking on the search button, it will loading some data, and after that I want that your execution should stop for 10 seconds for further line of code, so that in that time period the Flipkart will load all the results, and once after 10 seconds it will start getting all the results and putting inside list, right? Because all the results will be loaded after 10 seconds. So I have provided here thread dot sleep, right? So after list will load, then it will print all the results, right? So again I will run this. Currently I have given 10 seconds wait. It's waiting for 10 seconds, right? So see, although I have shown you that your results were loaded, but it waited for 10 seconds. Let me decrease it to 5 seconds and close the previous browser. We are not using driver dot close here. Result loaded, but it's still not printed here. Now printed. It waited for 5 seconds. Now see, why? First of all, I have shown you that I have saved my 5 seconds, but this click and the result loading totally depends upon two things. First, the network that you are using, and second, your internet speed, and third, your data load inside website, right? Now how will you decide, considering three things in my mind, that how much weight you should give here, right? Because previously if I was using low internet connection, then it was taking more than 15 or 20 seconds, but just because internet speed is high, then it is loading just in 5 seconds, and 5 seconds are also more than enough. Now how will you decide that what thread dot sleep, and this is a single line thread dot sleep over here, right? Suppose if you have used inside your script 10 times, 50 times, then what will happen? You're running a single script will take more than 50 or 20 minutes, right? So this will be slowing down the performance of the system as well as a tester, right? So now this time this Selenium weights come in picture to overcome with this problem, right? Now what this Selenium weights are, there are basically two weights in Selenium: implicit weight and explicit weight, right? Also there is a fluent weight, but we'll see later on The today topic is this implicit and explicit weight. This weight we very rarely used, fluent weight. I will give you some theoretical description about it, and once we will use this, then I will let you know and explaining this topic also. But as of now, I want to just say that broadly we use this implicit and explicit weight, right? And this fluent weight is just a part of this explicit weight, right? So first of all, let me tell you what is implicit weight. So let's first understand this theoretically. What is implicit weight and what it says and what functionality it gives us. Before Selenium RC, right? When Selenium RC was there, we don't have this Selenium weights, right? Then we were using the thread.sleep, but Selenium guys get to know that okay, it's taking too much time to running our script, so let's try to develop any weight type of thing that will give some features to you. And what this Selenium weight says, that suppose if we have to use 50 times or in script, then this is your problem because it will be slowing down your execution. But you have to give weights, right? You have to give thread.sleep. So what is the uh, suggestion then? They said that okay, if if you are giving time wait time for 10 seconds, right? But your script worked, suppose this data was loaded in 2 seconds, right? So implicit wait said that maximum wait time for me is 2 seconds. Then although you have given 10 seconds, but if the data is loaded in 2 seconds, then I will move forward. I will not wait for whole 10 seconds, right? So this will be saving our 8 seconds, right? So implicit wait says this. And also there is one more feature of implicit wait, that this applies as globally. Once you apply it at any place, then you don't need to use it again and again before every line, right? So suppose inside 50 lines, 50 lines of code we were writing thread.sleep, but this implicit wait, I have to write it only one line of statement as a globally, and it will be working throughout the project, right? So this is one of the feature of the implicit wait. Apply it once and get it advantage in every place, right? Before every failure. The simple definition is in layman terms is that implicit wait simply says that before failing any script, I will wait for given number of seconds. So if I am giving 10 seconds here, so implicit wait says that before failing your script, before failing your locator value, I will wait for 10 seconds. Okay. So maximum wait time is now 10 seconds, but minimum if the data is loaded in 2 seconds, then I will move forward. I will not wait for whole 10 seconds. This is about implicit wait. So now let's apply this implicit wait here. Now I will be commenting this line. So from today we will not use this thread.sleep, right? We will use threads when we will design a framework with thread.sleep in a single place, or maybe as per the uses. Every time this thread wherever this will be not working, this implicit way, then we will use that, right? So how I apply driver dot manage dot timeouts dot implicit, right? First argument asks for the number of seconds, so suppose I am giving 10 here, and then time unit it asks for. So time unit dot, you have hours, days, microsecond, millisecond, minutes, nanosecond, right? Let me use seconds here. Okay, so this line simply says that now we have applied the implicit wait. Now if I will see internally this, I can open this. Okay, let it be. So inside this timeout method, we have this implicit wait. Let me first use this timeout that have this notify that after timeouts what we have to do, notify all page loading timeout, right? Page load timeout is also there. That means sometime it happens that page has to load between in between 5 seconds, but still it's taking 10 seconds time. So if you have given that, okay, if it doesn't load in 10 seconds, then it means some problem in internet space or network issue, then false my page, right? Give an error that page load time is out. So your script will not give its wrong response, because if you not use this page load timeout, then how will you know that your script was working within the time, right? So these are features of the timeouts, but we have today use this implicit wait, right? So I have given 10 seconds wait here, and suppose I give 50 seconds, 60 seconds wait here, and I will use time unit dot seconds. So if I was giving this 60 seconds, then this whole script was waiting for 60 seconds, right? With the thread dot sleep if I was giving. But implicit wait, if the data will be loaded in uh, milliseconds, then this will not wait for this whole 60 seconds. Let me run this script. Now sit it printed, and still we have not completed our 60 seconds, but it has printed. What it means, that implicit wait is now saving your time. Anybody has any query in this implicit wait or thread dot sleep differences? Actually, implicit, yeah, page load timeout you can apply before any page that you are loading, right? And implicit wait simply means that it is applied for everyone, right? Not only for this search button. This is applied for page load also, right? So if this page was not loaded in between these 60 seconds, then it was failing this. So my page load timeout is not for your locator. This is just for loading the things. We can use that, but as such we are using the implicit wait over here. We don't need that. But see what this implicit wait says, that there is difference, right? Implicit wait will not forcefully fail your page load, right? But page load timeout will forcefully fail your page, right? Suppose if you are loading this page, right, and this page loaded within 12 seconds, right, and your requirement is that this page should be loaded within 12 seconds, right? But every time your whole page will be not loaded, this page will be loaded, right? But the data and the jQuery elements, Ajax elements, or you can say JavaScript elements will be not loaded, but your page will be loaded. If it will see, okay, I am in flipkart.com, still if this page is not loaded uh, fully, then implicit wait will not fail your script, because it will say, okay, I am in flipkart.com, it is loaded, and somehow I can see the elements, right? But page load timeout simply say that if your full page is not loaded properly, then it will fail your script, right? So but just because every time element loading takes some times more than page loading, so there is use cases, and in that places we will use this. Okay, so now I'll be moving to explicit wait. explicit wait. But first understand what is the problem with the implicit wait. The problem is that with the definition you can understand the problem. Implicit wait says that before failing any value, any locator, right, web element, right, you can understand in this way. I will wait for some time. Wait for 10 seconds if you have given 10 seconds, right? So implicit wait says this. There is a problem in this definition itself. That suppose I say to you, and I have a requirement and test case in my test suite, that okay, you have common 10-second waits for everyone, but I have a requirement, I have a single test case which says if I click on this search button, then my laptop should all the laptops should be loaded within 5 seconds, right? But just because this implicit wait applied as globally, this cannot be changed, because if I will change it to 5 seconds, right, if I will change it to 5 seconds, now other test cases said that I have to give minimum 10 seconds as a waiting time. Suppose I come here and click on login, right, and after login I press I give information and just click on login. Now I say that I should be logged in with the at least it should take 10-second maximum time, right? So I will give that my, but here I have already given 5 seconds in implicit wait for searching, but for login I have to wait for 10 seconds because background it checks many things, right? Because if you go to ATM instantly within the seconds you didn't get the result. First of all you enter the pin and everything, then it goes to the server and it takes 15 to 20 seconds, right? But you have given implicit wait as a 5 seconds only. Now if you will change for the search button, then your other script not working properly. If you change for the login, then the search script gets failed because it takes some time to load the data, right? So in that case, just because this implicit wait is applied globally, our performance test cases how they will work, right? Because this uh, searching of the laptop totally depends upon the performance, because in milliseconds we get the results with the Flipkart, right? But suppose tomorrow login functionality said that I should wait only 10 seconds, but here millions of data available, so I will wait for 20 seconds, then your implicit wait fails there, right? So now for overcoming this problem we have explicit wait. Explicit what it says, that it is applied as a globally, sorry, in a specific line of code, applied before a specific condition. Specific condition means before a specific line of code. And the practical difference that you have to understand, this is a theoretical one that I will tell you in practical part, but understand implicit waits only for the DOM to be loaded in your code, right? So I will explain this. Implicit wait only waits only wait DOM only wait for DOM to be loaded, right? But explicit wait have certain conditions. Explicit wait for certain conditions that you tell it. It means what is DOM? Sometimes you guys have been seen that your HTML code is also dynamic just because your some part of HTML code is coming from database. What does it mean? Just because previously these classes were not present. Let me click here and Flipkart, sorry, laptop. Are you currently seeing any data over here? No. Let me now click on search button. Now this data is already, although this is static, right? But as runtime, it's deciding how much div tag should be created as per the data are available, right? So for suppose tomorrow all the laptops sold and only 5 laptops left, then only 5 div tags with the class name will be created, right? So implicit wait only wait for the DOM. It means what if the div tag is present, then implicit wait only look for that the div tag is present, class is present. It means okay, right? Now if I'll explain this practically, let's go to the, and the second thing which I was explaining, that okay, a specific line of code. So you can, so what it happens that your problem is solved, that if you have search box to be work in 5 seconds, then apply before search box that you have to work within 5 seconds, and implicit wait you can apply globally. You can use the combination of it. But if you use the explicit wait before any line, so it will override implicit wait then, right? So it means that in that line only explicit wait will be applied and other line implicit wait is applicable. So if anybody ask you that if implicit wait is so better than we can use globally, then why go for the explicit wait? Then you can say this is the problem and this is the solution, right? Anybody asks that why then not only use the explicit weight, because you have a single line use of the explicit weight and you have to apply just like thread dot slip in every line, so you can avoid using code reusability, right? So you can avoid using code redundancy, right? So you can use the code reusability by the implicit weight only. Okay, so as per the requirement, in generally we use the combinations, we don't go for the only these stuffs, right? And then only we are using the implicit weight or explicit weight. In general we use the combinations. Okay, now let me come to this website. Now you will see practically this difference. So I'll suggest you that because of this difference, normally this difference come in the practical session only, right? So internet, this is the website. Come here, dynamic loading, click on this. I will copy this URL. Wait for the 10 to 15 minutes. You will get to know what is the basic difference. I copied this URL. Okay. Now let me come to this. I will create a class. What I did, new class and then explicit weight. Okay. Let me copy these 3 lines because these are common. Now why this error is coming? Okay, I have not used inside main method. This should be inside a method only. Okay. Okay, now I will move to this URL. driver dot. Okay. Now see, I will right click. Understand now carefully. If you'll miss this, you will not understand the problem, right? And one thing to know, that every place explicit wait will be working, but every place implicit wait will not be working. I will show in this example. Please pay attention now. Right click and inspect this element. See, hello world. Can you see any hello world over here? No. But this is present, right? But just because they have used the style display none, right, then you cannot see this hello world over here. Okay, but once you click on this start button, now you can see hello world, and the style none was gone, right? Display none is gone. What does it mean? Implicit wait only looks for the DOM to be present, right? It means that if your div id and this code is present, that implicit wait says that your XPath is correct, now I will work, right? And it will try to get the data, but just because this doesn't have any showing of the data, it will not display. Let's use implicit wait here. First of all, I will apply driver dot get already used. Okay, minus dot timeouts dot implicit wait. So 10 seconds, and then time minute dot seconds. Okay, now I will click on this button. Let's load it again. Right click, inspect this, locate this, and button value is equal to id is equal to start. Let me first of all write a locator for this. If I want to click on this, double slash tip thread id is equal to this. Okay, so I just want to click on this button only. Okay, so this is highlighting whole, so let me use this start, right? So that it will try to click on anyone, but it will click on this button because just it scans from top left, right? So it will click, but okay, just use this. If it will not working because this whole area is getting highlighted, and purpose is to just highlight this start button so that I can click only here. Okay, so if it will be not working, then we will use contains and then click on that, right? So this way you can understand what's the problem. Driver dot find element by dot xpath, and then double xpath we have written, and just click on this. Okay, and after clicking, this data will be present, right? And I want to get this all data, hello world, so get text, right? So first of all, let's finish. One element matching, right? So it's present just because it's matching, although here you cannot see, right? Here you cannot see any element matching with this id, but just because this is available in your DOM, you can see one element matching. Driver dot find element by dot path, and just dot get text. right? And you can store inside a variable string and text. Okay, and print this text value value of text is equal to concatenate this variable text. Okay, now I will run this. It has not clicked on your ID. Okay, why it has not clicked on ID? Let me run it again. Okay, it has not clicked on ID just because of this reason, right? I have highlighted all of this, right? uh, Let me check. ID is equal to start. See, it's highlighting whole of this. Suppose it is clicked by default here, so here doesn't have any button present. So what I need to do, I have to locate only this area. Okay, so in this way you can understand the problem. Now let me write with the contents, because this button, right? So double slash button. This XPath is also correct. We don't need to go for whole, because one element matching, it means this area is single one, right? So XPath is working. We don't need to write contents here, so we can use this also. But if you want to use the contents, so then you can use like this way: double slash button and contains, and then text and value for that text is start. Click on enter. One element matching. So you don't need to write whole, because this is also sufficient, right? We apply this data just to make it unique, right? Double slash XPath and then after ID, whatever you use, this we use to make it unique, but till here it's also correct, so we'll use this. Okay, so you can see that previously it has not clicked on that, so now it will click if I'll use this path. Okay, now run it. Now it clicked on the button hello world. Okay, but you see, value of text is equal to null. Why this? This is just because you have already present this locator, right? So this will not wait for 10 seconds. Instantly it will get. After just clicking, it will try to find out this, but after clicking, this is taking some time to load, right? This is taking, but your next line of code will not wait for that time. See, once it will click, there is a loading happening, although we have given 10-second waits for that, but it will not wait for those 10 seconds, right? Instantly after clicking this button, it will try to get the text from that element, but that text will not fail just because this DOM is present already. This code was already present. What if you have clicked or not clicked doesn't matter, right? But this code is present, so instantly after clicking on this button, it will get this. If this was not present and this text was only present after this clicking, and then the button is gone, and then this data was loaded, then surely it was printing this result. But just because the code was already there, it has not waited for that time. I will show it again. Right click, inspect, and go to this tip. See, this data is already present. So what implicit wait says that I will look only for DOM to be present. If my XPath is correct, then okay, it means my data is present and I will locate that, right? So explicit wait says no, I will give some certain condition like it is present, okay, but it should be visible also. This feature is only given by explicit wait. Let's apply here explicit wait here. Comment this explicit, sorry, WebDriver wait class I have to use. Here you have to give your driver information, right? So driver information is this. This is your driver already present, and timeout in seconds. So suppose I give 10 seconds. Okay. This line you will define globally, but specific line is this, that after clicking I have to wait for certain condition. Wait dot until. This until method provides how much, what the condition you have to wait. There is a class expected conditions dot visibility of element located, right? I will use this because this element is invisible here. Element is invisible although the DOM is present. Visibility of element located. Okay. Now here you have to keep the locator value, which locator you want to use to wait for, right? So I want to wait for this, that once this locator will be visible. See what it says, that okay, your DOM is present, doesn't matter for me. This should be visible also, right? So hello world DOM is present. This code is HTML code is actually DOM, right? So it is present, doesn't matter. I have some certain conditions here, that wait until the expected conditions you now need to get. Visibility of the element located. Until this web element is present, doesn't matter, it should be visible also, right? So now if I'll apply this and run this, see, it is applied before a specific line of code, right? A specific line means before getting the text of any value, wait that it is visible or not, right? It clicked on this visible, and now you can see that value of the text is visible. Okay, now there is another method. Let me comment this and we can verify it with the implicit wait, right? Just like lawyer verify with the multiple conditions. Expected conditions, no conditions you do dot present of presence of the element. right? Give this locator by dot. Okay, let me type it by dot xpath and then use this. Now what does it says? Okay, error is coming. Okay, see now what it says. This works same as implicit wait. It says I don't take care of any visibility, I will just look for the presence of the element, but the element is already present inside your DOM, right? Sorry, let me first refresh it. Element is already present in your DOM. See, it will say that element is already present in your DOM. See this hello world, right? If I'll show in Google Chrome, see this hello world is already present in your DOM. Now it will not look for the visibility because we have given the conditions that presence of element located. Okay, so it will not look for visibility and it will also not work here, right? Because presence is already there. So explicit wait would also not wait for whole 10 seconds, right? It will also, if the certain condition is true, then it will move further line of code within 2 seconds only if applied. See, it printed, but the thing is still loading, right? But it printed that value of the text is null. What does it mean? That in explicit wait also, if you have given 10 seconds wait, but if the thing is present, the element is present within 2 seconds, then still it will not wait for whole 10 seconds, right? So similar with the implicit wait, but the difference is whatever conditions we will give, it will check only for that. Now you can say that then why not go for implicit wait then? Because same problem that I have explained, that implicit wait will work globally for every element, right? So before failing it will wait for 10 seconds for every element. But suppose for a certain condition your performance test case says that you have to wait only for 5 seconds because this data should be loaded within 5 seconds, then what will you do? Then you can apply explicit wait there for a specific line. So once you apply explicit wait there, so for that particular line this will override the implicit wait. So this is all about Selenium waits. Also we have fluent wait. We will see this fluent wait later. Although we don't use this fluent wait uh, thoroughly, just like we use the implicit and explicit wait. Fluent wait is just part of your explicit wait. What is it? See, suppose I am loading this website, right? Suppose I am loading this website, and this website, and I am locating any element in flipkart.com. Let me here. Suppose I am locating any element in flipkart.com. So in every 20 milliseconds, explicit wait, not this fluent wait, in every 20 seconds, the explicit wait pushes that your element is present or not. Then after 20 milliseconds, then it will again push. Then after 20 milliseconds, it will again push. So so number of pushes will be thousands, right? It will try to grab within every 20 seconds. Every 20 seconds it will try to check where element. But fluent wait, you can give some time that it pushes for getting that element. So suppose you give 3 seconds, so after 3 seconds it will try to get. So suppose your wait time is 1 minute, then every 3 seconds it will pushes to get that element, right? So this is basic difference. I will come to this topic. Normally in general we use this implicit and explicit wait, but we should be aware of this fluent wait. That's why I told this. I'm taking this practical also, but not today. If anybody has any issue or any query with the implicit weight, then please ask me. Yeah, 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 as I said that we use the combination of it, just because for particular line, if I have to use the explicit weight, that because of certain test case, a particular test case, then we can apply explicit weight there. But just because that test case were performance test case, right? But implicit weight, it is not possible to apply explicit weight before every page loading, because in thousands are skipped there, right? And you have to apply for all those thousand lines of the code, and maybe one script you have to apply in five places, right? So you have to apply explicit weight 5,000 times. So this is not a good practice. Then apply implicit weight as a globally, and for that particular performance test case apply explicit weight, right? So we use the combination of implicit and explicit weight in our frameworks and in general in practicals, not only single, right? As per requirement. So once you apply before, okay, ask, yeah, right, right means it, okay. Why? Because all those five lines of code doesn't require the performance, right? Suppose you are testing that your this data should be loaded in 5 seconds, then you can apply before loading, just page load timeout apply there, and if you will not use the page load timeout because this is just loading time. Suppose you are going for the particular conditions, right? Just that this search, if I click on this search button, then all data should be loaded within 5 seconds. Then why you will apply for other lines, apply before that specific line? And as per you said that for whole test case I am using, so implicit weight is already there to work with, right? Because we have applied that globally, so why will go for the all the five lines? And if those all the five lines require, because test case is single, right? If I can apply there. So if requirement is there, then there is not such a rule that if requirement is there to apply in five places, then no, how I will apply just because I said no. You can apply in five places also as per requirement, but without requirement, if you can handle that with the implicit weight, then don't go for the explicit weight. And I shown you another difference. Then in what places implicit weight doesn't work, right? So keep this in mind also, that explicit weight only these condition I have shown to you, right? Let me open my, okay, wait, see, I have shown you only two conditions, but see, these much are condition present with the implicit explicit weight, not with the implicit weight. Alert is present, element located is state to be, element located to be selected. These much conditions you have present with, wait, voice is breaking for everyone. Yeah, maybe Abhijit, it will be in your side because currently I have a good internet speed, right? So see these much, so these much lines, these much condition are present with the explicit weight, but everything explaining over here is not possible. Okay, you can explore this. I will ping this, right? Presence of element located, presence of all element located, right? If you want to check your page is loaded fully, then also there are visibility of element located. So I have shown you only one. These much conditions are present to be handled, right? So explicit weight is basically for specific conditions, right? But implicit wait doesn't have any condition. It before failing anything, it will wait for that time. Bhavya, you were asking something? No, no, I have just commented so you guys can understand. You don't need to comment it, right? It will work, but you don't need to comment it. Okay, I have commented just to show you, just because you will confuse that this line is working or this line will working. Suppose before this line, I have applied this explicit weight. Okay, so now this implicit weight is overridden by this explicit weight for this line of code only, right? Others line will be following only this implicit weight, right? If you will not comment this what I mean. Yeah, yeah. No, you can use the thread dot sleep then. Yeah. I don't think that. Yeah, you have that you have that thread dot sleep, right? So execution of further line of code will stop by 5 seconds. You can use 5000 milliseconds then. So why we want to pause this script? Because if you pause this, the whole script will be stopped. Suppose, because every time there is not a single test case running. When I will be coming to test ng topic, then I will be explaining this also, that every time if I'll stop that and using the implicit wait or explicit wait, the whole project execution will stop for 5 seconds, right? But demand is for only single script, right, to stop that. But if you use with the implicit wait, if this was possible, then it whole project it will stop for those 5 seconds, right? Description. Because with test ng, if you come to that topic, thousands of scripts running in background, okay, but all those thousands of scripts, as soon as parallelly running all the test cases, those will be stopped. So it will be not a good task. So that thread dot use thread dot sleep over here. Although there is no such use case of that. Okay. Now let me start with the test ng. So today let's see how much is possible to cover, right? Because the agenda was to cover all these today, but I can see that timings. This implicit, this one. Okay. I will share in classroom also. Yeah, it okay, okay, let me check. I copied inside those method only, right? So okay, I will copy all the class, then copy it from the your batch. Okay, if you want this also, implicit wait. Let me copy this. If something is not working, then you guys can ask me inside this classroom also. So instantly I'll be replying there because I have already downloaded apps for this. Okay. Also you have that Facebook group. So please ask questions if you face any problem. Don't wait for whole week to for me uh, fix that problem, right? Just you can ask here because I am actively looking for the question asked by people, but I can see only two or three people asking questions, all the batches, not only you. Comparing all the batches, people not asking questions, and instantly they ask in this batch only because this timing is only for moving forward, right? And the problem you are facing, you can ask me in these platforms, right? So if 5 or 10 people are there, so I can organize a doubt session also. So this is up to you what time you want me to give you, right? So if you guys will keep asking your doubts here, then how will we finish our course in time, right? Because it's a timeline. Everybody wants to start working with the project, so I have to finish within the timeline. But you guys, if you want to ask questions, so that's why I have not only single platform. I have given you two platform because you guys came to me from Facebook, right? So that's why I have created a group there, so that if you are using a lot of Facebook, then you can ask question there. Still, if you are not comfortable asking question in Facebook platform, then you can ask in classroom also. Okay. So if you have any other issues with the classroom, tell me. I will create a Telegram account also. So I can see that people, what does this locator I have written, it's not working, and post on WhatsApp message. I can't understand what locator you have, what code you have written. Just you have typed a message. How can I understand? Right now, people will not get their problem resolved. So this is a way to ask questions. That's why I have a 1 or 1.5 hour session before starting the session, this classes, right? That was basically induction session that I told you everything about that. Okay, so it's up to you what time you want me to give you. If you will not ask questions, then just like apply organizing a doubt session will be waste, right? Because if you will not ask for whom I will organize that session. Okay, so today it's not possible to complete all our agenda. We'll moving forward tomorrow, but today we will install all the requirements which is needed, right? So first of all, I will ask you guys that let me change my agenda so that we can be on time today. Okay. So see, first of all, we will install the plugin of the TestNG, and just because maybe tomorrow or the next week I will be starting the Maven also. So today we will install all the requirements of the Maven and TestNG, so that when I will start Maven, then I will not need to explain how to install that Maven, how to set up the path. I will not do that. So today I will do that. Okay. So install TestNG inside your project, inside your workplace, right? Install TestNG. How will you do that? See, I have already written an article for you guys, so that if you missed any URL, you can copy from here. You can also visit official TestNG website. See this article. If you are facing any problem in installing TestNG, and here in this session I will also tell, but after this session, if you quickly want to, because this will be a 2.5 hour session, so if you quickly want to install the TestNG, then you can get this 3 minutes video which is available in your YouTube as a public, so you don't need to have any access for that. So what I will do, I will just go to this URL, right? HTTPS, and then copy this URL. I will install TestNG. Okay. So I am pasting you. If you are sitting with your laptops and system, then you can click on this. Okay. So this will be open. Okay. Now come down. This is another URL. Okay. I will copy this, and after copying, I will paste it to you first. Right. Copy this URL. Okay. And remove. Please remove this dot. Let me paste it again. Right. Okay, last one you need to copy, right? So for installing TestNG, I will come to introduction part. What is TestNG, what is Maven later on. First let install the prerequisites of it, so that we can start working. Now after, just go to this help section, right? If you are using the Eclipse, then go to help section and install new software. Okay, and paste this last URL. So once you will paste the last URL, because I have already installed in my machine, that's why quickly it's showing me TestNG. But in your case, it totally depends on the internet and network issue, right? So if your internet speed is good, then it will be loading, and it will take a minute, right? And then it will be loaded. So what you need to do then, you need to check this, click the check on this box, and then you need to click next, 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 and install this. Okay. Once you will click on next, 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 and install this, then after some time there will be a pop-up coming, right? Pop-up will have two options, either cancel or install anyway, right? So you have to click on install anyway. Once you click on that, it will restart your Eclipse. Okay. So once it will restart your Eclipse, then it means that TestNG is configured in your machine. Okay. So this is what you have to do. Okay. Now if you are facing problem in installing, this was simple steps, then you can follow this blog also. So here I have explained. If you are not interested in reading all this, then you can refer this video also, right? So there are two ways basically. First of all, we can install the jar files, right? We can add the jar file of the TestNG 7 or 6.jar file is there present. You can use, but that jar file will be working for a project only that you have created. This will, if you create next project in your workplace, a different project in this workplace, then you have to again add that jar file, right? So better thing is that just install a plugin in this Eclipse, so that it will be working all the new projects you will be creating, right? So all two things I have explained in this video, right? And I will suggest you to install the plugin, right? So this is a video and this is article, whatever you want to refer. Otherwise I have already told how you have to go forward, right? So this is about installing the TestNG. Tomorrow we will start working with the TestNG, and please install before that. Okay. Now second thing is that just because we cannot complete this much task today, so I will let you know how we can install the Maven, right? How we can download and install the Maven. So for that you need to go to this URL. Click on this URL, because I will not tell now in future sessions that how you need to install the Maven, how you have to configure the path, how you have to configure the Maven home. So that today we are completing this task. See, now you have to click on this second one. If you are using the Windows, if you are using the Mac, then click on this, right? Whatever system are you using, it's up to you. I am using Windows, so I will click on this and this zip will be downloaded. Okay, in your case it will be downloaded. Actually I have already downloaded internet download manager, so that's why I'm facing problem. Once I will uninstall this internet IDM, then it will be downloaded. In your case it will be downloaded frequently, right? So it will not be problem in your case. I will paste this URL to you, right? And if you are using the Windows operating system, then click on this second one, right? In your case it will be instantly downloaded. So this is URL for downloading. I will. What about Ubuntu? It will work. Second one you can use. It depends on your machine which you are using, right? Mac, it will work for Ubuntu also. Okay, but if you are using the Mac OS, then you need to go for this. Please don't download this source files. It will download whole the code. Okay. Now after that this will be not working, right? You have to set up path just like you have said for Java, right? And Ankur, please let me know if you are not able to fix this problem. Okay. So I will then update you how you have to do this. Otherwise this second will be working. Okay. Now what we need to do, see, I have downloaded, right? And what I have did after downloading, I came to this location and created a separate folder and put my file here, right? This task I have done previously, not today. Okay. So once after, why? Just because make your things in a appropriate way, so that now click on this and this folder is available. Now what we have to do, this I have extracted and I have available this version, right? Means extracted version, and inside this you can see this Maven is here, right? Similar thing you have to do, but you have to set up two things for this so that it will work: path and Maven home, just like I have set up for Java. So how we set up the path? Just right click on this PC. Depends on what system. If you are using, if you're using Windows system, Windows 7, then you will go for my computer, right? So it depends on your machine. You can search on Google how to set up the path, right? So if you are using a different system, because from I am using this one, okay. So okay, after that click on right click on this PC. I am using Windows 10 and click on properties. If you are using Windows 7 or 8 or something, then right click on my computer, okay. So after that this pop-up will be open, so click on advanced system setting, then click on environment variables, okay. Now see, once environment variable is open, there are two windows, first this and second this. All setups related to path and home versions, you need to come on this second one, okay. Click on this new and type here maven home, okay. So once you typed maven home here, so you have to paste variable value for it. Come here inside your home maven, and this after extraction I have clicked on this. Till here this is your home. If you can see all folders like this, bin, boot, configuration, and this library, readme, notice, license, from here this is your home directory, right? Because in home directory all your folders are present. Copy this path, right, and paste here and click on OK. I have already did this, so I will cancel it, okay. But in your case you have to click on OK, and once you click on OK, then you have to click on this OK and this OK, and now it will be saved, okay. So here see this maven home I have already set up, that's why I am not doing it second time. Next you have to again, I have set up the maven home. Now I have to set up the path, right? So how I will set up the path? Go here, right? Till here this was home directory. Now click on this bin, right, and copy this, okay. Now once you click on bin, then copy this, then come here, click on advanced system settings, environment variables, and this new, and type PATH path in caps and paste it, okay. Then click on OK, right. I have already did this, I will show you. See these paths, this is your Java path, JDK path, this is your maven path, right. So from bin you can understand this is path, right. Bin directory have all the information about that particular thing, right. System 32, if you will not use this system 32, you will get an error in your cmd command prompt, that batch files or something like this, so you can include this. I have searched this one as once I was facing some problem, and this, okay. Now you have set up the maven path. So anybody if face any problem with their different operating systems, then please ping me in classroom account or Facebook, right, and so that we can reply on that, because I am using only this Windows operating system, so I will search that and let you know, okay. So you will fix the problem, okay. So anybody if you face, then ask me problems, okay. Tomorrow we will start the test ng, and the same timings will be there, okay. So that